Hey guys, it's Rhett from the 100 Acre Wood Highlands. It is Saturday and most of the tree clearing for the power line easement got done in one day. The only stuff left to do, it looks like, is the stuff that's done by hand. So we knew they were going to start clearing on Friday. They had showed up on Thursday evening with some equipment and came and parked it here, and my mom drove up, talked to them, and they said that they'd like to start at 7 in the morning. And I wanted to share what my mom did because I think it was amazing. A great picture of a way that a parent ought to be, to lead by example. So she's been grieving this power line, the loss of trees, the loss of privacy, because now straight from the road you can see all the way down to the barn and part of the house, and you can see some neighbors' houses and things you weren't before. And just when you have like an easement come through, you feel a little bit helpless because there's nothing you can do about it. They're going to come through, the property gets condemned, you can fight it if you want to, but they're coming through. And so you feel just kind of, you know, bullied in a way. And I know that she cried multiple times over this happening. But that Friday morning, she got up early, went to the grocery store, and bought stuff to make the whole demo crew cinnamon rolls. And I came over here once we got the kids up to come see what was happening, and she brought trays around to the guys driving the big machine here, the guys walking around, the guys up by the road directing traffic, and handed out a tray of about 16 cinnamon rolls to these guys, even though that, you know, they're doing something that she doesn't want. And you know, she understands that these guys didn't make the path here. They're just hired to do a job, to come through and clear it. But I just thought that was a really great example of way you ought to treat each other. So very proud of my mom. So thankful to have a mom like her. So anyways, here's some of the piles of trees. There's some great big cedars in here, a few oaks. There's some sand plums and stuff like that. But you know, you can kind of see, went straight up to the road, and the power line will cross the street and go on through the neighbor's property that direction. From what I understand, they will come and mulch these up, but it won't be anytime incredibly soon. They'll come by later on and grind up all this stuff. And I mean, these are some big piles. I mean, it's a pretty significant pile of trees right here. You know, there are some nice things. Cedars are super invasive. They take up a lot of water, they spread. And eventually, when this is all cleaned up and smoothed out and reseeded and all the, you know, the crud is gone, this will add a few acres worth of grazable pastures eventually. Now look at the size of this trunk. It's a pretty good sized tree that was right here. While we were watching that big machine cut it, there's arms that grab it. Blade looks like it turns at the bottom, and several of the trees created quite a bit of smoke when it was cutting them. I talked to the driver. He took a break eating that cinnamon roll, and I asked him if it ever started to fire, and he said no, some of them smoke a whole lot, but it usually just goes right out after that. But you can kind of get an idea of, once this is gone, you'll be able to see right down there through this valley towards the pond, towards the barn. But this will eventually be grass, which will be nice. There'll be a great big ugly power pole right there, but you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. You know, I'm not ignorant of the fact that I'm incredibly blessed to have a place like this to grow up on, and to raise the animals and have the fruit trees and go deer hunting and fishing. And I know that there's a ton of people that this is their dream and this is what they would love to have, and for a lot of people it's not a reality, or not at least a easy reality. And so I know that I have been seriously blessed to have a place like this that I grew up on, and get to bring my kids over here and enjoy all this. So I try to keep that stuff in mind, that you know, this isn't the worst thing in the world, and it'll be fine. But I think the hand clearing crew will be coming back sometime next week, and they will clear on the pond dams, the little drainage ditch that comes out around the creek, around one little mud hole that sometimes holds water over here. But I wanted to come and get a up close look at this big machine while the crew is not here. This is a pretty serious machine. I mean, I'm about 6 foot tall, and that tire's probably about 5 foot Tiger Cat. Big machine. It was pretty impressive seeing how this thing just clamped down on a tree, and then this would cut it, and we would carry the tree over and just pile it up right there. Made pretty quick work of all this. The day before they started on all this, we got a little bit of rain. I think we got about 1.5 inches, which is awesome because the pond is like 4 foot or maybe even 5 foot low. So our little mud hole here has a little bit of water in it, but believe it or not, this at one point did hold a little bit of water. Just over the years, it's kind of silted in and turned into a bit of a mud hole. But I've kind of been thinking that when they come and clear all this out, I might see about trying to bring some of that silt out and making it a hole that'll hold water again. That'd be kind of nice. It's got a drainage pipe that when it fills up, it flows through and goes on down to the big pond. But there's a lot of like gullies and ravines that lead right down to this spot, so it catches a lot of runoff. We just haven't had enough rain in the last several months to have it be full. One of the bad deals about where this is cleared out is that those ravines will probably make it pretty hard to brush hog and mow and stuff, but maybe it'll get smoothed out just a little bit, enough to make it easier to manage. The cows are kind of getting to a point now where they aren't coming and rushing up to the Ranger or the truck every time I drive over, because there's just enough green grass to keep them occupied. Normally through the winter, if you drive over here, they just come swarm you. Won't leave you alone, but they're all right over here, kind of around the mineral lick area, and just kind of ignoring me. So might be a good chance to go over here and check out what's going on. Yesterday we had a Holstein in here. Thankfully it was a Holstein heifer, not a bull like we've had in the past. We've had a Hereford bull in, and we've had the neighbors to the south of us keep a few of their Holsteins and a couple of donkeys in that pasture, and one of them was in here, and Momentous was following her around relentlessly. But I don't see her today, so I don't know if she went back through the fence or if the owners came and got her. But look at them all, just kind of enjoying the sunshine out here. I put out fresh minerals for them just in the past couple of days, but now that it's springtime, I'm probably going to have to get some wormer and bring it out here and try to let them have access to that. But they're crunching away on the green grass. Hey, Emporia, did you find a little grass to munch? Hey girl, what are you doing? I'm excited for someday getting a heifer calf out of you. You know that? You've had 2 bulls so far. Let's make this next one a heifer. That'd be great. Look at this little calf with its head in the mineral bucket. We put a loose mineral in that divider that's got some type of stuff that's supposed to help with fly control, and then we put just out a regular salt block. They didn't have any loose salt, which is actually what I was after to put in the other compartment there, but the Tractor Supply that I was at either was out of it or didn't carry it, so went ahead and got that block. But we try to keep some minerals out year round. I don't know how well that fly control mineral stuff works, but if it works any at all, I'm gonna try it, because that's one of our biggest annoyances to the animals that we have in the summer times, is they get flies on their horns, flies on their faces, and we can spray them with fly medication. You could spray them every day if you wanted to, and there'd still be flies on them the next day. Hey Jasper. Jasper is our ACA registered cow from Nebraska. There's of course Pepper. Pepper seems to be lazing the day away, enjoying. Pepper is Gaston's mama. Gaston is looking good. He's still got a little bit of a red tint to some of his hairs there. He looked really cool when he was little with all the red highlights on it, but most of that's gone. I think he's looking fairly good for a young bull. Hopefully he continues to mature and develop well. A lot of you guys commented on our last video and said, please don't castrate the yellow bull calf. I haven't decided. If somebody contacts me and wants this one as a bull, I would definitely sell it to them, but he's not a registered one, and other than him being white, there isn't anything particularly stellar about him. You know, Momentous would be the sire, so has a registered sire, but would be an unregisterable bull. But a lot of people like looking for those cows of different colors, and white, dun, silver, black. You know, those are all the, you know, less common colors in the Highlands that people really seem to want. We got invited again to go to the Sterling Classic Highland Games in Yukon, Oklahoma. I think that's coming up about the first weekend of June. And I think we're going to take Hallie right here and Bernadette's calf from last year, Lily. And I think those would be two pretty good choices to bring with us, because it will give me a chance to do a little halter work with Lily. Hallie has had some halter work done before, but not a whole lot. But I figure since they're in a confined space and I'm just sitting around for hours over the weekend just talking to people, that might be a good chance to get them used to that again. Hey Hallie, what you know, girl? Chewing the cud? Oh yeah, we'll just lay out here, relax. Well, you don't want me to lay here? Okay. Spooked her. Spooked me too. This one here is Lily, Bernadette's, not the youngest one, but her previous heifer. And I think she's got such a dark, pretty red color. And great hair. You can't even see her eyes under there. She's just a good looking heifer. So I planted so far this spring 14 trees. I've planted 6 apple trees, 2 pear trees, 2 maple trees, 2 bald cypress. Oh wait, I think it was 8 apple trees. I don't know, it was a bunch of trees. But today, on the chore list is going and mulching all of those. And the pear trees are just out in the pasture, so I have rigged up some hot wire. Gonna go finish hooking that all up to the solar panel. That way these cows and deer and hopefully other things leave them alone long enough to get established and grow. But it's a beautiful day. I'm gonna go get those chores done. If this is your first time finding us, you can look us up on Facebook and Instagram by searching 100 Acre Wood Highlands. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video.